Everybody should just mind their own business. I know you've heard this before. A lot of people they say that this is actually like a good philosophy of life. That everything will probably go all right if everybody just minded their own business. I don't think we really use our critical thinking when we say this. And I just wanted to kind of flesh this out. So let's think about this. Now, if everybody minded their own business, so how far would we take this? Let's say a little kid is getting kidnapped. Should everybody mind their own business? Or let's say somebody that you love, somebody that's a good close friend to you, or one of your child of yours, or your parents, or somebody that you really love is trying to kill themselves. Would you rather that everybody mind their business and let them do that? Or say you're gone to work or you're not at the house and somebody's breaking in your home. Would you want everybody to mind their business? The more we think about this, we'll see how silly it really is to say that everybody should mind their business. And nobody really believes that everybody should mind their business. But what people really want is for people to stay out of their business, even when they're doing wrong. It's okay when we're doing wrong, we want everybody to leave us alone. But when other people are doing things that we think are wrong, we definitely want somebody to step up and do something. Right here in John 3:19, this is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. We don't want our evil deeds brought to the light. And nobody's different about this. Anybody that does wrong doesn't want people to know about it. Now, you have some people that are more stand-up people that will come out and say, you know what, I was wrong, and they will admit to it, but nobody really likes doing this. Nobody, I'm the same way, if I'm at work and sometimes, the rush hits me and I'm kind of frustrated and I might kind of snap out in anger. I don't want anybody coming and telling me, hey man, you need to calm down, man. I want, man, mind your business. I'm the same way. I want you to stay out of my business. But I know better when I calm down. I really will appreciate that person that comes and tells me, man, aren't you a Christian, man? Aren't you, supposed to be, representing for Jesus, man? Aren't you supposed to be living a life that is pleasing to the Lord? I would rather somebody come and tell me that I'm doing wrong, because you know what? That is what we do to help each other. That's how we become better. So, and right here, James 5:20 reads, let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his ways will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sins. So we're told by God that if we are to help somebody to turn from sin, we're to lead somebody to repentance and lead somebody to God, and we're saving their soul. So although, a lot of times we might tell somebody something they're doing is wrong, and it might not lead them to God, but it still will lead to helping other people. The more we tell people things that they're doing wrong, the more helpful we're being to them, whether they realize it or not. And sometimes people do it out of spite, and they just do it because they're being judgmental or whatever. But if you learn to have this wisdom from God, that it's helpful towards you when someone tells you that you're doing wrong. The Bible tells us that that a wise man will accept correction, but a fool hates instruction. A fool hates to be told that he's doing wrong, but a wise man will take it as, you know what, that's best for me. It's best for my health. It's best for my soul. It's best for the people around me if I do the right thing. So, although, of course, our emotions will tell us that we want people out of our business, nobody really lives that way. We know good and well we want people that are going to stand up for what's right. If we see somebody getting raped, we want somebody to go out and stop them. We want somebody to get in their business. If we see somebody stealing something, we especially if it's our stuff, but that's a real selfish way to be if it's only your stuff. If you don't care about other people, that's a real problem. And the more the world is filled with people that are selfish, the more the world is going to be more corrupt, and the more it's just going to come back to you. Because if you don't care about other people and other people don't care about you and nobody cares about anybody, it's going to be a real cutthroat world. It already is, but please believe it will be worse. And Jesus told us this too, that the end times are going to be like birthing pains. Whenever a woman is about to give birth, is these these pains that go in and out before the final birth. And this is the same thing that's happening now. We're having these in and out, things like COVID and these threats, these rumors for war, and and all these things that are going on. These are the birthing pains before the end, before the birth of the Armageddon, before the birth of the end of the world, before the second coming of Jesus Christ. So it's important that we do understand that we need people that are going to get all up in other people's business, not only for protection of other people, but even for ourselves, just to make us better people. So it's a very wise thing for you to be able to accept instruction. So, another thing, a lot of times we'll say that, you know what, man, the things that I do, they really don't hurt anybody. I'm kind of, I just smoke my little stuff over here, or I just drink over here, or I want to be homosexual. I'm not hurting nobody. But the truth is, these things do have an effect, especially on the children and just on everybody that you see around you. Everybody must admit that we are influenced by our surroundings. A child is much more likely to start doing drugs if he sees other people doing drugs. A child is much more likely to become homosexual if he sees a lot more other people becoming homosexual. So these things have a deeper cause than people realize. A person is more likely to start being disrespectful if he sees other people that are disrespectful. If you had never saw a gangster in your life, I highly doubt that you would invent the character of a gangster. There are some people that really are just real rough and rude, but usually this comes from the way they're raised and from the people in their neighborhood. So all these things come from people seeing these things and then imitating them. Right here, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. The things you say, the things you do, the things people see, they have an effect on our children. I love my daughter. People love their kids, and people do care about their children. So for you to say that, maybe everybody should mind their business, that shows that you're doing something that is out in public. So when you're out in public, it's not your business, it's public business. So anything you're doing in public is something that is affecting the public. So we have to remember that, you wouldn't be asking people to mind their business if you were all in your house, all by yourself, closed away, nobody would even know. But people are doing things out in public and they think it's okay, and they think they can tell everybody else, oh, don't worry about what I'm doing. But what you're doing is affecting people. This has been a problem always since the beginning. Adam and Eve were the first to sin, and that their sin has affected the whole earth. And this is just a chain reaction. The things we do have much more effect on other people than we like to realize it. So it's always remember that it's important that we do mind other people's business, because other people's business is our business. Something to think about.